Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me in another video. So earlier this year, every year, as Pantone does, they profess the color of the year. And according to them, the color of 2025 was going to be Mocha Mousse. So this from Pantone, it's a flavorful brown shade. Mocha Mousse envelopes us with its sensorial warmth as a trend-led fashion color and a neutral rolled into one. This comforting brown brings us into harmony with an ever-changing world. So personally, I never really think too much about Pantone colors. Very rarely is it something that is going to sway me. It's at least in the realm of handbags when it comes to fashion. It's more so, is this a color that I think looks good on me? Does it complement me? Does it add to my wardrobe? Is it something that I think like mixes well with my existing wardrobe, etc.? It's not really something I prioritize, although I will say it is something I am seeing quite heavily in the realm of handbags, in the realm of fashion. Of course, we like to talk a lot about handbags here, but this is a color I am seeing come up. It is a really specific kind of brown. It's not like a dark chocolate brown. It's not like a tan. It's not like a reddish brown or a greenish brown. It's more of like this very like in the middle milky brown. As the name appropriately states, it's like a moussey middle brown. Very in between, in the middle, neutral brown, which is already a neutral. So it's a neutral of a neutral. But then I saw this article from Jing Daily, and they specifically were referencing this trend, and they were specifically stating how China's Gen Z is dressing like desserts, and I thought this was quite interesting. So I'll link the article down below. It's by Sadie Bargeron, but the article states the trend of visually delicious treats has become so prevalent that it's now influencing online style aesthetics among Chinese Gen Z, most recently with the rise of Court. And then the article talks about the nostalgia, the references to French desserts, the soft femininity characterized by this muted color, but as well as other colors as well, specifically these like pale pinks, blues, yellows, greens, but often paired with this shade of brown. So it's not just Mocha Mousse, but I think this move towards the soft dessert colors, be it a pale buttery yellow, very soft ice cream pink, like a pistachio green or matcha green, but these colors invoke desserts and very delicious foods. And the article specifically cites Miu Miu, how their color palette for fall winter 2025, we saw this Mocha Mousse brown paired with a lot of these soft pastel colors, the buttery yellows, the pale pinks, the pistachios. Prada also had similar color combinations, but even just perusing through the Miu Miu website, some of their most popular bags, I think they've always offered this range of browns. They have this assortment of Mocha Mousse browns and very edible hues. Always seems like pastel colors. There will be some sort of like pastel colors that will crop up during the spring season. Butter yellow we saw last season, and I think we're also seeing it again this season at brands like Bottega. They have a great offering, Jacquemus, Celine, but this isn't just a pastels for spring. For this upcoming fall winter runway, we saw a lot of this like cherry blossom pink, noticed quite heavily with a lot of brands, a lot of LVMH brands at Louis Vuitton to Dior, Fendi, alongside a lot of Mocha Mousse brown tones. I think of that like Louis Vuitton, the P9 Speedy, which usually has some kind of seasonal color, is that cherry blossom pink, but then the normal vachetta trim, it seemed like the leather, maybe it's just the lighting, but it seemed like the leather on this was more of like a mid-tone brown instead of that honey vachetta. Also some of the styles at Fendi, a lot of this kind of like pink and brown color combination. I always think of the Row having just a great offering of brown tones in general, so I don't think this is anything really that different from the Row. But yeah, they've got like a lot of brown and olivey brown and medium brown tones this season, along with like chocolate browns as well. For Bottega, their new launch, they have that signature fondant color, also invoking feelings of dessert, but they have this, it's more like of a grayish brown limestone color. But at Bottega, they also have these really pretty pink colors like seashell and rose, as well as this pale yellow color called ice cream. They have this matcha green as well. So for Gucci's emblem line, which is like their more accessible monogram canvas, but also embossed leather pieces, what's different about this line from like the Ophidia line is they've released a lot of these products in softer pinks, softer sage greens, pale blues, as well as they've got like this like taupey color that they use. Very different from the Ophidia line, which had like the neutral canvas with that like contrasting like red and green or like blue and red webbing strap detail. Celine, in many of their new bags, of course, they've always had a great assortment of like neutral brown tones, pinks as well, but like a continuation of more of these like softer pinks, like this bleached pink in the new Lulu bag, to the spring yellow in the small Camille, to Jacques Mousse, which is offering their Turismo bag in this soft or light pink color, to this light yellow color. While we're seeing this Mocha Mousse color, we're also seeing this palette expand to, I think, a lot of edible, delicious dessert colors. And then the article goes on to quote what is being called Recession-Core, and I feel I've heard this term quite heavily, but they specifically state, quote, as Gen Z consumers seek nostalgia and comfort through fashion, Lulicore presents a major social media marketing opportunity for brands. Food dressing aligns with Gen Z's desire for tactile, emotionally connected experiences, both online and offline, helping them signal taste, mood, and values. Of course, I always think about how there is this like ongoing crossover with food and brand cafes, or just more food experiences even in luxury stores. I just personally remember the first time getting Celine ice cream and like posting that in stories, and I just got like so many messages after that response, like, how did I get that? And I just literally walked into a Celine and they just happened to be serving ice cream that day. But of course, we've been seeing the rise of brands opening up cafes at all levels, from Louis Vuitton and Dior to Zara. It's a multi-sensory experience with food and smell and taste and touch, and it is something very edible, but it's also highly photogenic that creates more visibility for brands posting on social media, things like that. For me personally, I've never honestly made the like direct connection of color and food when specifically buying my bags or like anything, be it chocolate brown or bubblegum pink. Like, it's more, I actually think of what goes with my existing wardrobe and how that can like complement my style. There are some pink tones I just can't wear, and I probably won't wear, even if, you know, Pantone says this shade of pink is in, even if it's edible. I do have brown in my closet. I don't actually think I have like a medium tone brown bag though, but I will say like this year, I don't know if maybe there's just been a greater offering in colors I like, but these kinds of like pink shades, it's been a while since I've wanted anything pink. So I could see myself getting something pink in 2025. I don't know, like I'm thinking, do I get like a pink bag? Maybe I get like a pink outerwear piece, something like that. Or maybe I just dig out my old American Apparel. I had this like pink satin jacket I used to wear all the time. If I'm being real, maybe I should just shop my closet. But yes, that's my video for today. Thank you so much for joining me in another one, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.